Hello everyone, I'm Hansen from the Artificial Development team. I'm so happy to share with you some of our achievements in MicroPython. The topic shared today is MicroPython ecosystem on Artificial. Let me introduce the background of our project. We started porting MicroPython to our system as early as 2017. At that time, we judged that embedded programming needed a scripting language. After doing research at that time, we found that MicroPython has great advantage, so we decided to port MicroPython to Artificial for convenience of embedded developers. MicroPython has the following advantages. Python is an easy-to-use scripting language with powerful functions and elegant and simple syntax. Programming with MicroPython can lower the barriers to embedded development and allow more people to experience the fun of embedded. Through MicroPython to achieve access and control of the hardware, you do not need to understand the registers, data menus, manufacturers, library functions, etc. to easily control the hardware. For referrals and common functions have corresponding models which reduces the difficulty of development and make development and transplantation easier and faster. Then let's introduce the applications of MicroPython. MicroPython fully implements the core functions of Python 3 on the embedded system, which can bring convenience to developers in all stages of product development. With the libraries and functions provided by MicroPython, developers can quickly control LED, LCD, sensors, SD, UART, etc. to achieve various functions without having to start the use of hardware models. See the regions menu. This not only reduces the difficulty of development, but also reduces repetitive development work, which can speed up development and improve development efficiency. With the continuous development of semiconductor technology, chip functions, internal memory, and results continue to grow, and costs continue to drop. there will be more and more application areas that can be developed and designed using MicroPython. MicroPython can be applied in the following areas. The first is product prototype verification. As we all know, prototyping is a very important link when developing new products. The link needs to design the general model of the product in the fastest way and verify the business products or technology pose compared with traditional development methods. Using MicroPython is very useful for prototype verification, making the prototype verification process easier and accelerating the prototype verification process. Then there is hardware test. When developing embedded products, it is usually divided into hardware development and software development. Hardware engineers are not necessarily good at software development. So, when testing new hardware, software engineers are often requested to participate as a result. Software engineers may spend a lot of time helping hardware engineers find, design, or solving problems, which MicroPython brought the MicroPython firmware into the new hardware to be tested. When checking soldering, conduction, and other problems, you can test with simple MicroPython commands. In the way, a hardware engineers can do it alone and no longer have to trouble others. Then education. MicroPython is simple and convenient to use, and it is suitable for getting started in programming. School students can quickly develop some fun projects through MicroPython. Learn programming ideas during the development process and improve their own hands-on skills. Finally, DIY. MicroPython does not require completed settings, does not need to install a special software environment and additional hardware, and can be programmed use any text editor. Most hardware functions can be driven with one command and can be developed quickly without understanding the hardware. Their features make MicroPython very suitable for makers to use to develop some creative projects. Next, introduce the current uh, current progress of outside MicroPython. Currently, outside has a MicroPython software package. The current download is 14K. A useful idea for MicroPython outside MicroPython IDE. Current download 11K. We also have a large number of users, rich document and tourists, and an active community. Let's talk about the Artisoid MicroPython package. Our software package actually ported the native MicroPython to our system platform, allowing us Artisoid developers to easily use MicroPython, a powerful scripting language. What is the difference between the MicroPython we ported and the native version? From the following porting board, as long as it is a board supported by Artisoid and has custom results, it can run the Artisoid version MicroPython, which greatly reduces the threshold of MicroPython. It is more convenient than use native MicroPython directly. Then conveniently drive porting. Native MicroPython. If you spend time to get native MicroPython to run on your own board, but the next driver porting, pin, UART, I2C, SPI, etc. work. If you do it for the first time, there will be a lot of the problem is oncoming. Artisoid MicroPython. Artisoid supports the device driver from work as long as the board supported by Artisoid integrates the corresponding device driver. The upper-level Python can be used directly, saving time and effort. Then, secondary development. Outside support many C companies. The number of software packages has about 360. Almost all the functions you want can be found. With graphical development tools, the difficulty of secondary development is addressed. Then, multi-threading. Native MicroPython, there are only a few boards on the official side that support multi-threading. If you develop by yourself, the threshold is still quite high. Outside MicroPython, Artisoid belongs to RTOS and natively supports multi-threading. The upload Python multi-threading interface is also consistent with the Python official. Then community. As the largest embedded open source community in China, Artisoid is very active. Artisoid has Also, special writing outside MicroPython development manual, which takes everyone to play with MicroPython. The outside embedded system encourage new programmers to get into IoT, but not everyone can handcode a microchip in C. Luckily, MicroPython is following that nature by enable developers to create software in Python that runs on embedded system to make it even easier. Outside has a plugin for VS Code and VS Codium that provides a development environment developers can use to get started with IoT. Outside MicroPython is the best MicroPython plugin in outside or in VS Code, which provides a powerful development environment for MicroPython. The main features are as follows: a convenience connection mode, so you can easily connect to your developer board over a serial port, over the network, or over USB. Support for uploading files or folders to your developer board. Support for MicroPython basis code with intelligent code compilation and editing. Support for MicroPython REPL interactive environment. Many code examples and demo progress for progress centralization. Fast running code files stored in memory. Code snippets to run functions. Support for MicroPython REO. Support for native MicroPython development boards. Support for on Linux and Windows and Mac OS. Before getting started, if you are using Windows, you must ensure that your default VS Code terminal is set to PowerShell. Launch VS Codium and start a terminal from the terminal menu. In the terminal that appears at the bottom of your VS Codium Windows, select PowerShell from the drop-down menu in the top bar. Installing the MicroPython development plugin follows the same process as installing the Python plugin. Click the File menu, find the Preference submenu and select Actions. In Actions, search for MicroPython and install the outside plugin. In the first step in MicroPython development is to create a MicroPython project within which all subsequent operations must run. There are two ways to create a new MicroPython project: a blank project and a demo-based project, which are shown below. Yes. You can connect to the MicroPython development board by clicking the connection button in the lower left corner and then selecting the device you want to connect to in the pop-up list of devices. So the MicroPython plugin provides a wealth of simple code and library fields to view in the left active bar. The documents echo lists example code files, and the folder echo lists example libraries. You can debug a single file quickly and easily by running code on your board within VS Code. The shortcut Alt-Q triggers a special plugin function to upload your create Python file to the memory of your Connect development board. Alternatively, you can right-click on your create Python file and select Run the MicroPython file directly on the device. If you just want to debug a small amount of code without download files in the developer board, you can use the code snippet function. You can run the select code in the REPL environment by selecting the snippet you want to run in the editor and then selecting the extract the select MicroPython code option on the device from the right-click menu. Outside released the MicroPython plugin as an open source extension in hopes that it will be useful for new and acceptance the code alike. It has many features and leverages others. From open source plugins, if you are introdu- interest- interested in coding for embedded and IoT device, there are no easier way to get started. At present, more and more developers have participated in our project. In order to learn more people experience the convenience of use MicroPython to develop embedded software on Artiside. We are submitting our project port to the native MicroPython repository. I hope this work can be successfully so that more people can enjoy the Convenience of MicroPython on our side. Welcome to join us and have fun with MicroPython on our side. Thanks.